This morning we are looking at modern artist Calinda Garcia Rowles. And she's an exciting artist who's doing these beautiful portraits of, there she is working in her studio, and she does these beautiful portraits of people enjoying water, just relaxing. I feel like when you look at these, you just see happiness, contentment, just all your worries floating away, and just enjoying being in nature. And so we are going to be inspired by that. Also, I love, part of this is just the beautiful ripples that she paints. Looks like so much fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to do a self-portrait of us swimming and enjoying the water. We can also look at these pictures of kids swimming in the water to get some ideas of what your body will look like when you're swimming. What kind of position do you want to be? Do you want to be like in the paintings where they're laying back and relaxing and maybe some of your body is out of the water and some is in? Or do you want to be all the way underwater, swimming and blowing bubbles? That's up to you. I really like this one where his face is out of the water. He looks so happy, and then his arms are in the water and the rest of his body kind of like you're just floating in the water. So we're going to start out doing a light pencil drawing. We're going to start by making a quick practice sketch. If you want to think about the basic shapes that your body would be, you can think about an oval for your head. You can think about your arms being rectangles and your body being more of also a rectangle, but just a wider one. So you can think of it in that term. You could sort of block it in, or even an oval for a body. And then you could block in your arms and legs floating out, just kind of like rectangles. And if you lightly sketch it like I'm doing, and see how I'm putting a lot of lines, if you do that, then, I don't know, it kind of takes some pressure off of each line being perfect. And then whichever way you like it in the end, you can kind of go over it. So I'm going to have one arm going down and one arm going up. And this is just a sketch too. But you can also then, after you kind of get it blocked in, you can design how your swimsuit is going to look. And it really will, even though it starts out looking a little crazy, it really will come together. If you're a boy doing swim trunks, you're going to put a line across the bottom and just go 2 lines down and a line across for shorts. That's how you would do swim trunks. And then you can draw your face however you want. You can draw it, try to draw it more realistic. You can draw it more cartoony. I kind of like the idea of the eyes closed. Okay, so that's my sketch. And now I am going to put it onto my paper. You can erase anything that you don't want to accidentally draw over, and go ahead and grab a Sharpie and trace the outline with the Sharpie. I've drawn mine on a lake with some turtles and some flowers on the shoreline. You could be at a beach, you could be at the pool. You don't even have to show anything other than water, but we are going to use a different material to color in what is on our shoreline, what's inside and out of the water, just for fun. So keep that in mind. When you're done, go ahead and erase everything. Other than the Sharpie, make sure you've got your name at the corner. I can't wait to see how creative you guys get with this. We're going to start out by using crayon or oil pastel to color anything that isn't the water. I'm going to be honest with you, the options for skin color aren't great. So we've got this peach or brown. There's also like a reddish brown. So you guys know we recently did the project where we learned how to mix our skin tone with watercolor. So you do have the option to use watercolor to mix your own skin tone. And I'm more than happy for you guys to do that if you want to. If you want to just use one of the pre-mixed oil pastels, you can. The only thing you have to know about doing your skin in watercolor is that you need to let it dry before you start painting. Otherwise, if the two wet things are next to each other, they're going to bleed together. So then you'll be a little bluish. So just go ahead, if you're going to paint, and do that first on your skin, and then go ahead and take your crayons and oil pastels and color your bathing suit and color whatever else is in your picture. And while that dries, guys, it is really fun to mix some colors. I started mixing 2 different colors of green for the grass. I'm mixing different colors for my swimming suit and even putting some white over top of it to kind of lighten and blend it. And in my hair, I'm using brown and black together. So think about what colors you can mix to make your drawing a little bit more fun. If you want to mix your skin color, let's review how to do that. You're going to take your watercolor and you're going to get some brown. No matter what skin tone is, you want to start with some brown. Put it in your palette and rinse Mr. Brush. La-di-da-di-da. Then, after he's done with his nice relaxing bath, he's going to dip into one of these other colors. I'm going to put a little orange in mine, and then I'm going to go ahead and test it because it's not going to look the same on your paper as it is in your palette. If you like it, you can go ahead and use it, or just add a little, mix a little more. If it's too dark for your skin, you want to get water. See how I'm doing it and just brushing it in? Stir it around, and there's a lighter version. If it's too light for your skin, you want to add some more brown and test that. Once you have a skin color you like, go ahead and start in on your skin. And it's really better to do this first to give it time to dry before you start doing the water. So if you want to paint your skin color, go ahead and do that first and then move on to doing the oil pastel on your swimming suit and your hair and anything in the background. And then by the time you color in your water, your skin will be dry and it won't mix, because if you put 2 watercolors next to each other, they're going to blend into each other. So when we looked at Calinda Garcia Rowles, her artwork, we noticed all the beautiful ripples that she had done in making it look really realistic. So for fun, we can try doing that with an oil pastel or a white crayon, and you can go on the water and draw ripples. I'm just going to try to draw some ripples in the water, and I could even just go on how my body would be making the water ripple out, and kind of make lines coming off that way. So when you water over oil pastel, it makes a wax resist, and what that means is that the water or the paint is not going to stick onto the oil pastel or the crayon. And then if we want to do something else, you can take a little salt. If you're going to use salt, you want to do this while the paint is still wet. So you kind of want to pause and just add a few bits of salt, and that's going to make a really cool texture too. And then you want to make sure you're using your smaller brush when you're close to the body, and you could actually start out with the small brush and go close to anything as long as it's dry, and then fill it in with the bigger brush. But it'll act as a resist, so it's not that hard on the parts that you've oil pastels. It'll just be a little trickier around the part where if you've painted on your skin.